Also with us today is Clayton Elisiar, Foreign Service Officer with the FSM Consulate Office. Anthony Chargaloff, Mayor of Inalahan. Thank you, Mayor. And now moving on to our notable guests, Mr. Vince Areola, Director of the Department of Public Works. Also with DPW, I'd like to recognize Daniel Quintanilla, Superintendent of School Bus Operations. And Frederick C. Fernandez, Superintendent of Transportation Maintenance. Also joining us today with the Guam Police Department, the Chief of Police, Mr. Stephen Ignacio. I don't think he's here today, but I'd like to recognize from the Guam Fire Department, the Deputy Fire Chief, Mr. Joey San Nicolas. And I think Mr. Darren Burrier, the Fire Chief, is on his way. And then, of course, I'd like to welcome everyone joining us today, all of our men and women in blue. Thank you for being here. Round of applause. And all of our other men and women from the Guam International Airport Authority, the airport police, as well as the Guam Fire Department. And I believe we also have some representatives from the judiciary of Guam joining us today as well. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the next part of our program. I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Vince Areola to give his opening remarks.
Very much. Thank you and welcome. Good morning. Happy Friday for everybody here. I'm always very pleased, Morning Governor. Very pleased to attend and sponsor this proclamation for ticket and ticket. We all know that this is an extremely part of our Guam program throughout the island. You know, my biggest part with this proclamation is gratitude. Folks in blue and in black, you law enforcement officers from Guam Fire, all the agencies from the airport to recreation, customs, of course, and so it's a community effort to go out there and make sure that everyone here is wearing seat. We all know the statistics already show that when you wear seat belts, it saves lives, it saves more serious injury. So let's continue. Where's the seatbelt usage law here in Guam? Let's drivers and passengers out there buckle up, and it's not just a matter of click it and ticket, but it's there for a purpose, and it's there to save your life. So use your seatbelts. Be very diligent about it, and let's all have a safe holiday coming up with Memorial Day coming up. Summer's coming. Kids are out, so let's all be diligent and mindful that there's a lot more drivers out there during the summer. But thank you again for everyone for proclamation and being out there to enforce the laws of Guam and ensure the individuals are out there our seat. Thank you very much, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Vince. Before we move on, I'd like to officially recognize our fire chief from the Guam Fire Department, Darren Burrier. Thank you for joining us. And now I'd like to turn over the floor to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Governor of Guam, for her remarks.
Welcome to Adelaide. We are going important proclamation to, again, that continue out there in our island. But before I begin, and also very, very critical safety. Roads are and that drivers following the law. I also would like to acknowledge Napati Airport, who heads up the airport police. And of course, I'm very, very honored to have the presence of our men in and also our fire department. Very, very essential in making sure that this seat belts program continues. I remember when it started many years ago when the really very active in stopping cars and making sure seat belts are put on. And I know that the Department of Education, through the efforts again of our law enforcement and of course our highway, have a serious and intense process, educating parents and sure that their children also, first thing that they do enter the cars is to put on their belts. I know sometimes I don't put on my seatbelts, but that dinging thing in the car is so irritating that you just have to put your seatbelt on. um, but it is really, like Vince said, the numbers itself. I know that you continue to make citations that don't have their seatbelts on, so that there's a penalty of $100. And I also know that Guam is one of the highest clients seatbelts. Know that and throughout the nation. So rest assured, highway and police are keeping in touch, monitoring, and making sure that we. Of course, I think this is a very great mandate and law. Use your seatbelts, and evidence shown that past fatalities of your seat. So I urge the community to continue on and making it a priority as you enter your car and as you sit in your car seat. Make sure that those seatbelts are on. Start the car and move because it will save precious lives and our precious loved ones. So thank you for your presence here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your commitment to protecting our people's lives. And this is one significant situation where we can thank you again for and happy weekend. Enjoy, be safe, and make sure you put your seatbelts on.
All right. Thank you so much, Governor. And now for the reading of the proclamation, I'd like to call up Ms. Erica Leon Guerrero from the Department of Public Works.
Proclamation of the Governor proclaiming May 19th to June 2nd, 2025 in recognition of the Click It or Ticket National Seatbelt Enforcement Mobilization Campaign. Whereas Guam's Click It or Ticket Seatbelt Enforcement Mobilization urges all drivers and passengers that no matter what type of vehicle you drive and ride in, daytime and nighttime, one of the safest choices they can make is to buckle up. Whereas the Department of Public Works Office of Highway Safety, partnership with local law enforcement agencies, is committed to protecting road users and saving lives, especially during the Memorial Day holiday weekend, the first long holiday weekend as we approach the summertime. Whereas seatbelts are the primary defense against impaired, aggressive, and distracted driving and have consistently proven to be one of the most effective of reducing injury and saving lives in crashes. Whereas in 2024, 505 citations were issued for non-use of seatbelts or child restraint. 391 for adult seatbelt violations, 61 child seatbelt violations, and 53 for improper child restraint usage. Encouragingly, there were no fatalities recorded for non-seatbelt use as a contributing factor. Whereas the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, approved Guam's 2024 seatbelt usage final report, which recorded a 96.45% usage rate based on an observational seatbelt survey conducted at 25 designated locations across the island. A total of 7,741 drivers and 1,214 front seat outboard passengers were observed. Notably, Guam continues to maintain a high seatbelt usage rate for 11 consecutive years since 2013. Whereas increased enforcement of seatbelt laws, combined with ongoing public education and awareness campaigns, has proven to be an effective strategy for increasing seatbelt usage and reducing traffic fatalities. And whereas the penalty for a seatbelt violation is $100 per person per occurrence, with fines doubling for, for subsequent violations within the same year.
Now, therefore, I, Lourdes de Leon Guerrero, Magahagan Guam, Governor of Guam, by the Organic Act, I proclaim May 19th, second recognition of the Click It or Ticket National Seatbelt Enforcement Mobilization Campaign. Doing so, I urge all residents to recognize and actions of Public Law 30-30, which mandates that all motor vehicle drivers and passengers wear a seatbelt while riding on Guam's roadway. I further call upon all motorists to obey traffic laws and always remember, ticket or ticket daytime and nighttime under my hand and the Great Seal 6 in the capital village of Agutnia on this 16th day of May in the year of our Lord, Omno Domini 2005. Thank you, and let's adhere to the law.
All right. Thank you so much. That concludes our proclamation signing ceremony today. But before you all go, can we all gather right here in the front for a group photo? Thank you.